This is the official February 2026 reading wrap up, and I genuinely cannot believe to say that it is already March. I will tell you the books that I read them and in the order that I read them. I first read Woman Down by Colleen Hoover. I started it in January and finished it in February, and I liked this, but I don't support cheating in relationships. The writing was good, but the storyline didn't like it. Dear Debbie, I gave it another 4 stars. I started it in January, ended it in February. Really good, but just extremely unhinged. So for a read a book, not my favorite, but very well done. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez I read next and gave it a 4 star rating. This was so good and so relatable. I believe there's a second book coming out in a couple months, and that's why I read that one. I am genuinely so excited for this next book in the series. The next book that I read was Metal Slinger, which is Fire and Metal Series Book 1 by Rachel Schneider. I absolutely love this. I heard so many mixed reviews on this book, and I just thought it was so interesting. The world was so interesting. The main female character and kind of the things that she went through. I actually really enjoyed it. It was a very unique experience. So I'm genuinely excited for the next book in the series. And I really like the end of this book. I remember just sitting there, my jaw being on the ground. Next, I read Red Rising, which is the first book in the Red Rising saga by Pierce Brown. Another 5 star. It was incredible. I read it around Valentine's Day, so it was actually very sad to read because obviously he's doing all these things for his first wife and he's, reminiscing and missing her. And then he ends up, kind of falling in love again, but not really. And just the things that he goes through, it's very much dystopian future. It's very much right up my alley. Hunger Games is like one of my favorite movies series and book series of all time. Then the last 2 books that I read were Jade City, the Green Bone Saga, number 1 in the series by Fonda Lee. I gave it a 4 star rating. The ending actually made me very sad because I was very excited for one of the main female characters or main male characters to graduate the college and join, I guess, not like gang, but I guess like group in his city, in his town. So I'm excited to read the second book. Then the last book I read was Riftborn, which is the Esperian trilogy, book 1 by Bree Greenwich. I absolutely love this. I love the female main character. I loved, how she challenged the normal status quo, and the relationship that she developed with the general was steamy. I loved it. It was on edge. It was just fun. It was a good time.